Still your beating heart, 'cause I'm talking demons. And I mean all things demonic, like where they come from, who are the vile of the vilest demons, and of course, we have to look at demons down through the ages and in other cultures. So stick around. That is, if you dare. The term itself, demon, originated with the ancient Greeks. You know, those crazy toga-wearing dudes that also created democracy. But the thing is, the word used by the Greeks meant something a little bit different. When an old Greek dude used the word demon, he wasn't thinking evil. He was thinking about a run-of-the-mill, quite ordinary ghost or spirit or some other supernatural being. But the larger truth is, humans believed in evil beings before we even had a word to define them all. Good Lord, the belief in evil beings goes all the way back to the Paleolithic area, some 14,000 years ago, when people started to settle down in what is now known as Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Those distant ancestors of ours living in that fertile crescent had an explanation for everything, from sickness and disease to infertility and sexual temptation, and that explanation was to blame demons for everything. So there ain't nothing new about humans wanting to avoid their responsibility. Back in the day, the Mesopotamians believed the origins of the demons were in the wind, and that the natural world was infused with demons, and their demons could be evil or good. When it comes to our origins and our beliefs in demons, everything we believe in comes from us here in the Western world, being Christians. But before we take a look at our demons, let's take a quick tour around the natural world and see what others think about their demons, 'cause they all got 'em. Buddhism has Mara, the tempter, and his daughters. The Chinese believe demons are present in all aspects of nature, and they use bonfires and firecrackers to scare the little bastards off. And yes, Muslims have their demons too. The fact is, all cultures, countries, and religions have some kind of belief system when it comes to demons. And again, that's because it's easier to blame our human fallacies on something other than ourselves. And when you think about that, well, I'd rather not. I say that because in our manifestation of demons, we've created individual demons to explain a lot of bad shit that we humans do. That has led to numerous classifications of demons, and it's a complicated and god-awfully complex list. But to make it simple for us Christians, we know that Lucifer represents pride, Beelzebub envy, Satan is wrath, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm keeping the classifications of demons simple, because if I didn't, I'd be talking about the list of demons that King Solomon enslaved to build his big-ass temple. Or perhaps the 11th century classification of demons named the operations of demons. And a little bit later on, there was John Wyclif's classification he did back in the 1400s, and 100 years later, there was Agrippa's. It's almost like someone somewhere finds a need to update the list of all our demons out there making our lives miserable every couple of generations. As long as we know demons like to make our lives miserable, who, or is it what, are some of the most vicious demons out there? Well, maybe not as vicious as some. Asag is so ugly that a couple thousand years ago, the Sumerians wrote down that his looks boiled their fish alive. Apparently, this demon was rock hard for mountains and loved spending time with his children, which were the rocks and boulders that he created with his mountains. And speaking of children, there's Abazu, who is responsible for miscarriages because she hates children because she herself is infertile. Of course, there's also Barbados, the Duke of Hell, who gives people the ability to talk to animals. Now, I could spend hours, perhaps days, naming out demons and their representations. And yes, I'm well aware I've stayed away from most of the Christian demons, and that's because we all know they're derived from the Watchers, better known as the fallen angels. The demons in our lives, my friends, a healthy shot of tequila, Patron. You know, this video started out really ambitious, and I'm going to return to this subject down the line, I promise, and it'll be a much video. This video didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. It was kind of just superficial because there's just so much shit there to talk about. So, yeah. I mean, we all have our demons. Some of them are named, some of them are not. Okay, they're all named. We got, I mean, that's one thing. We got, we got a name. We have a demon name for every fucking thing. What am I trying to say? We can express any human emotion or thought as the name of a demon. Envy, whatever. Lust, whatever. Basketball, yeah, I don't know. Okay. It's just weird. I mean, why can't we just take responsibility and say, hey, I did this? But that won't happen. It's easier to blame our fallacies on an imaginary being. Unless they ain't imaginary. Well, then we got problems. You think about that, my friends. I don't know what else to think about, but enjoy the day, enjoy the evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Ew! I'm out of here. Bye.